Hello everyone. In this video, I will show you a demo of HyperPath being used to combine two different internet connections on a Linux Ubuntu machine. We'll start off by creating an account on the HyperPath admin console. We'll then provision a hypernet and a token for the machine that I want to install HyperPath on. We'll then install HyperPath using that token on the machine, and we will run a speed test over a single link. That single link will be a Wi-Fi that is providing a cellular connection from a smartphone. After running a single speed test or a single link speed test, we'll then proceed to add a second link over USB tethering from a different smartphone. So this will also be a cellular connection. And then we'll rerun the speed test and we'll see the improvement that is provided, which should be the combined speeds of both links. We'll then remove the first link and show only the speed over the USB tethering to understand the efficiency that HyperPath was able to achieve in combining the speeds of the two. So let's get started. So the first thing we'll do is to head over to the HyperPath admin console at admin.hyperpath.ie. Then we'll proceed to log in with our Google account, but you can also create a new account with any email provider. Once logged in, we'll head over to HyperNets and create a new HyperNet. And the HyperNet basically associates devices to each other so they all connect as part of one private network. In order to use the bonding capability of HyperPath, we need to have at least one HyperNet and then add that device to that HyperNet. So we will call it testnet. And then we'll create a token for our virtual machine. We'll call it Linux VM. And we'll assign it any random IP address. And now, importantly, we need to pick a shared gateway because we're not providing our own bonding gateway. And this shared gateway will now act as our bonding gateway. So we'll select this here. And then finally, we will check the enable bonding support for this token. Then add. And once you add that token, you will be given a command to run in order to install the token along with HyperPath on any compatible device. So we will copy this command and we will head over to the terminal and paste it. Once installed, HyperPath will be started as a system service and will also be automatically started when the device restarts. We can check the status of HyperPath by writing HyperPath status into the terminal. And this will show us that we're currently connected to one remote node, which is the shared gateway that we picked. And we have a single channel to that node, which is over the ENP0S5. And that's the name that is given to the Wi-Fi interface in the virtual machine. And this is currently a direct connection. So first thing we'll do then is to check the speed over this one channel that we have. So we'll head over to speedtest.net and run a speed test. And one thing to note is now our provider is OVH Cloud, which is the cloud provider that we host the shared gateway in. So as you can see, we got about 46 megabits per second on the downlink and 51 on the uplink. And what we'll do now is we'll add the cellular connection as a second channel using USB tethering from an Android smartphone. So to show you how to do this, I will go back here and connect the USB cable from my laptop to the USB phone, to the Android phone. And then I will use screen copy to show you the steps to enable USB tethering. So first we go to settings, and then we go to portable hotspot and simply enable USB tethering here. Once you do that, the USB connection will disconnect and reconnect. And we will see the new interface using ifconfig-a. And this is the new interface, USB 0. But we can see here that it was not given an IP address yet because it's not managed by the network manager. However, we can manually request an IP address for it using DH client. And now we can see it got one. And if we rerun the ifconfig-a command, we can see now has an IP address. And then we can rerun the HyperPath status command to observe that the second channel was added. And indeed it is. So now we see an additional channel that initiates from USB 0 from our side. And it's directly connected as well. So let's rerun the speed test using now 2 channels. And as you can see, we got significantly higher speeds now on both the downlink and the uplink. In particular, we got 130 or so on the downlink and 103 on the uplink. As a final step, to measure the efficiency or how close we are to optimal aggregation, we will remove the Wi-Fi connection and rerun the speed test using only the USB tethering. So I will now disable the Wi-Fi, and we will head back to the terminal in order to see what if the connection has now disappeared. So we will rerun the HyperPath status command, and indeed we only now have the USB connection. So we will rerun the speed test and observe what speeds we get using only the USB tethering. So as you can see, we got significantly lower speeds on both the downlink and the uplink in this test compared to the 2-channel test. And in fact, we got higher speed in the 2-channel test than the combined speeds of both links as shown in the individual speed test for the links, since we got 68 megabits per second on the downlink in this specific test, and the other link and the other test that was done with a single link, we got 46.5, which should have added up to around 114.5 or so. However, we actually got 129 on the combined or the 2-channel test, which is higher. And this is most likely due to positive fluctuations in the link between the tests. But it does show that we're able to achieve perfect efficiency in aggregating the speeds. And we have a similar story. We also exceeded the uplink throughputs slightly as well in the 2-channel test. So one important thing to note as well is that we managed to achieve the minimum of the 2 latencies of the links as shown by the latency check conducted by speed test at the start of each test. So this combination of optimal efficiency and minimum latency is quite unique to HyperPath, and specifically doing this over heterogeneous links, which are links that have different latency profiles. Other solutions typically tend to perform quite well over similar links, but struggle when the links are very different. This is everything for today's video. In the next video, I will show you how to use your own devices as a bonding gateway, as well as exploring other features of HyperPath.